students. How are you? In last lecture we have studied the structure of thyroid gland and the hormones of thyroid gland and the parathyroid glands and the hormones of parathyroid gland. So you know that the thyroid gland is secreting thyroxine and thyrocalcitonin and parathyroid gland is secreting parathormone. Out of that we have studied the functions of parathormone, but the disorders of parathormone that we have to study in this lecture, and then we have to see the next gland. So here the hyposecretion of parathormone means if suppose the parathyroid glands are not able to secrete parathyroid hormone or parathormone, what will it affect on our body? So here the hyposecretion of parathormone, it lowers the concentration of calcium in the blood, because this parathormone is responsible for increasing blood calcium level. As you know, the thyrocalcitonin is decreasing blood calcium level and parathormone is increasing blood calcium level. But here when our parathyroid gland is not secreting parathormone or there is hyposecretion of parathormone, then there will be low level of calcium in the blood. So here we can see it lowers concentration of calcium in the blood. Then this increases excitability of nerve and muscles, causing muscle twinge and spasm. Means what? Here, as you know, the muscle movement which is taking place in our body, it is according to related with the calcium ions which are present in our blood. And due to hyposecretion, the parathormone hormone, due to hyposecretion of this parathormone hormone, there is low level of calcium in blood, and therefore the excitability of nerve, that means during synapse there is conduction of nerve impulse from one neuron to next neuron, and at that excitation site the nerve that get excited in presence of calcium, that process would not happen due to the low concentration of calcium and muscles. Therefore there is muscle twitch and spasm, म्हणजे मसल मध्ये काम करण्याची क्षमता ही आपल्याला कमी झालेली बघायला मिळेल. प्रॉपर वर्किंग मसल मध्ये आपल्याला बघायला मिळणार नाही. दॅट नो प्रॉपर वर्किंग ऑफ मसल इज कॉल्ड एज अ मसल ट्विच अँड स्पास्म, अँड दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ पॅराथायरॉइड टेक्निक और हायपोकॅल्सेमिक टेक्निक. म्हणजेच काय, थोडंसं कंपवाताचा प्रकार आपण म्हणतो की बॉडी आपली सतत हलत असते बघा, अशी काही वेळेला म्हाताऱ्या माणसांच्या मध्ये बघितलं असेल आपण. सो लाईक दॅट दिस टेक्निक इज अ डिसऑर्डर that we have studied in our skeletal disorders in human skeleton and locomotion, and here we can see due to the hypercalcemic condition of blood due to low secretion of this parathormone hormone, it shows the parathyroid technique, or it is also called as a hypocalcemic technique. That point is remaining from the last lecture, the hyposecretion of this parathormone. So here if suppose hypersecretion of this parathormone is taking place, what does it affects? म्हणजे जर जास्त सिक्रेशन झालं तर काय होईल? The hypersecretion, it is responsible for more absorption of calcium from the bones, because this parathormone is responsible for increasing blood calcium level, and that calcium is coming from our bones. That bone resorption or bone dissolution takes place with the help of this parathyroid hormone, as we know the function of parathyroid hormone. And due to this hypersecretion of parathormone, there will be the bone getting more porous, that is osteoporotic condition would happen. The calcium from bone is coming outside due to the action of this hypersecretion of parathormone, that is demineralization of bones, resulting in softening, bending and fracture of the bone. Due to the high secretion of this parathyroid hormone, there will be affecting the bone structure, the bone becoming porous, and that condition is called as osteoporosis, because the calcium is absorbed in blood from the bone, and therefore bones are becoming here, you can see, soft, they can bend easily, and there will be easy fracture. Some injury, short, very small injury can make fracture in the body. So here we can say this is called as osteoporosis, and it is common in women who have reached menopause, and this osteoporotic condition is common in our woman body because after menopause means stopping of menstrual cycle after the age of 45 to 50, the menopause, and due to the menopause there is higher secretion of this parathyroid hormone takes place in the woman body, and therefore this osteoporosis condition is maximum we can see in the woman. So this is the last point remaining from the last lecture, that is the disorders of this parathyroid hormone. Okay, so here we can see the next gland, very small gland, that is thymus gland, and this thymus gland is present in our thoracic region. It is located in the upper part of thorax on the dorsal side of the heart. If here the heart is present, and at the dorsal side of the heart this gland, thymus gland, is present in the thoracic region. It is soft, pinkish, bilobed mass which is made up of lymphoid tissue. Soft आहे, pinkish आहे, bilobed mass आहे, and it is made up of lymphoid tissue, and it is a prominent gland at birth but gets gradually atrophied in the adults, so it is called as a temporary gland. Means what? It is present in working condition and it is prominently working in the young age. As the age is growing on, after puberty, in older condition, this gland is getting disintegrates. It is not present lifetime in the human body, and therefore it is called as a temporary gland. Gradually it becomes destroyed. So here you can see the thymus gland. These are the two lungs. Here is the heart, and on the dorsal side of the heart in the thoracic region, it is pinkish, soft, bilobed gland is present, which is called as a thymus gland. Here the enlarged structure you can see. It is the first lobe, this is the second lobe, and it is showing different septi inside it, and it is the hormone secreting gland. In each septi there is secretion of hormone takes place in this thymus gland. So which hormone is secreted by thymus gland? Here you can see this gland secretes a peptide hormone which is called as a thymosin. Thymus gland is secreting the hormone thymosin. Here it brings about, what is the function of this thymosin? It is bringing the differentiation of T lymphocytes. In our immunity system, we can see there are two particular white blood corpuscle cells which are responsible for our immunity of the body, that is lymphocyte and monocyte, and in particularly that lymphocyte is very much important for the immunity, and this lymphocyte is showing basically two types, B lymphocyte and T lymphocyte, and from that T lymphocyte is again of different types that we will see in the next chapter, that is human health and diseases. So till now you have to only understand that there are different types of T lymphocytes are present in our body, and for the differentiation of those T lymphocytes this thymosin is playing important role. So here this thymosin is bringing about the differentiation of T lymphocytes which provides cell mediated immunity. It provides our body that is cell mediated immunity, and in addition thymosins also promote the production of antibodies to provide humoral immunity. It is also responsible for the production of antibodies, and it is giving us humoral immunity. There are two types of immunity present in our body, that is cell mediated immunity and antibody mediated immunity, which is called as a humoral immunity. Both these immunities are helpful by this thymosin. So here we can see the thymosin is playing role in the development of our immune system. So above all these functions we can see here the thymosin is an hormone which is playing an important role for the development of our immune system. So here you can see this thymosin is playing very much important role for our body in the immunity system development. So now the next endocrine gland, that is adrenal gland, which are present above the kidney. There are pairs of kidneys as you know, and on two kidneys two adrenal glands are present. Here you can see the morphology of adrenal gland. Here are the two kidneys, and Above the kidney, there are presence of two adrenal glands which are also called as the suprarenal glands. So here adrenal glands have dual origin, that is they are formed from mesoderm and ectoderm. Both germ layers are involved in the formation of adrenal gland, that is ectoderm and mesoderm. These are located on the anterior part of the kidney as you see in the diagram. Then the glands show two regions. As you know, we have seen the structure of kidney, the histology of kidney. When we are taking the views of kidney, there are two parts, renal cortex and renal medulla. In the same way, we can see the adrenal gland, they are showing two regions, outer thick region called as a cortex and inner thin region called as a medulla. We will see in the diagram those regions here. Now, this adrenal cortex is again divided into three major parts. We have to see here. Adrenal cortex is derived from the embryonic mesoderm, and this cortex secretes many hormones which are togetherly called as corticoids. The hormones which are secreted by adrenal cortex are called as corticoids. There are different types of corticoids, glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. So here these are adrenal cortex region is differentiated into three subparts. Outer region, outer thin region is called as zona glomerulosa. Middle thick part is called as zona fasciculata, and inner thin part is called as zona reticularis. So we will see here in the diagram that structure. Here are pair of kidney, the two adrenal glands. When we take section of adrenal gland, we have seen this structure. This outer structure it is called as the adrenal cortex, and the middle structure it is called as the adrenal medulla. And when we study in detail the outer part, that is outer cortex region, it shows three layers. Here you can see the outer region which is called as a zona glomerulosa, the middle region, this is the middle region, zona fasciculata, and this is the inner region which is called as zona reticularis. So here are the three different regions which are present in the adrenal cortex, and these three regions are secreting three different types of hormones. We have to see the names of those hormones and the functions of those hormones. So here the first region of the adrenal cortex, that is outer thin zona glomerulosa. So here it secretes corticoid group of hormone that is called as a mineralocorticoids. The group of hormone secreted by outer thin zona glomerulosa layer of the adrenal cortex is called as mineralocorticoids. The hormones are released for regulating the sodium and potassium in concentration. As you know that the kidney is maintaining homeostasis of our body. It is not only for excretion of the excretory material, but it is also balancing our body concentration in the form of minerals and water, and therefore to regulate the sodium and potassium concentration, this mineralocorticoid is useful. They regulate the salt water balance, blood volume and blood pressure. So these mineralocorticoids are very much important for our body because they are maintaining salt water balance of our body. They are maintaining blood volume and blood pressure. So here aldosterone is the main mineralocorticoid which is secreted by our this region adrenal cortex. It is called as a salt retaining hormone because salt absorption is taking place with the help of this aldosterone, and therefore it is called as a salt retaining hormone, which is the main mineralocorticoid which balances sodium potassium level in our body fluid. Therefore this is very much important of the adrenal cortex hormone aldosterone, which has a role to maintain the salt concentration in our body, and therefore it is called as a salt retaining hormone because due to secretion of aldosterone, salt reabsorption takes place in our nephron in the kidney. Okay, so we have to see the next middle part which is called as a thick zona fasciculata. The middle part of adrenal cortex is called as a zona fasciculata, and it is responsible for secretion of another group of corticoid that is called as a glucocorticoid. Here you can see, for example, there is a cortisol, which is most important glucocorticoid secreted by this structure, and this cortisol is an important glucocorticoid which is regulating here the metabolism of carbohydrates, metabolism of proteins and metabolism of lipids. Means here you can see the function of this cortisol is same as the thyroxine, because thyroxine is also responsible for metabolism of glucose, carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. In the same way, the food we eat, that should be metabolized for our different body functions, and for that this cortisol hormone which is secreted by this region is very important role here playing. So it is also responsible for increasing blood glucose level. रक्तातील साखर वाढवण्यासाठीचा रोल आहे. Then it is also important for immune suppressive, immunity system ला suppress करण्याचं काम या हार्मोन कडून केलं जातं. So it is called as a immunosuppressive. It suppresses the synthesis of antibody and hence it is used in the treatment of allergy. If some persons are having allergy, so in that allergy different types of antibodies are produced in the person's body. So to reduce the immunity system, to reduce the production of antibodies, this cortisol is used because it suppresses the synthesis of antibody. So in allergy condition this cortisol is used. Then it is also preparing animals to face for emergencies in nature. When the animals are present in nature and if suppose there is an emergency for an animal, that is enemy is attacking the animal, then there will be secretion of this cortisol and it helps the animal to run away from that region or from that space. So here are different functions. Out of that you can remember that glucocorticoid, gluco means glucose, glucose means carbohydrate, and therefore it is mainly responsible for metabolism of carbohydrate, protein and lipid. Okay, so this is second group of hormone, glucocorticoid. The first region glomerulosa secreting mineralocorticoid, aldosterone is the main example. Second region fasciculata, here glucocorticoids are the group of hormones secreted by this region and cortisol is one of the example of glucocorticoid. Then third, here you can see the inner region which is called as the zona reticularis. It is mostly responsible for production of sex corticoids which are also called as the gonadocorticoids. This is another group which are secreted by this inner group, inner structure of this adrenal cortex which is called as the zona reticularis, and the group of hormone is called as a gonadocorticoids. They have a role in development and maintenance of the external sex characteristics. As you know, male and female are showing development of secondary sexual characteristics at the puberty age. वयात आल्यानंतर काही शारीरिक बदल आपल्याला मेल आणि फिमेल मध्ये झालेले बघायला मिळतात. Those characters are developed on the external surface of the body, and for the external sex character development the role played by the hormone, that is gonadocorticoid or sex corticoid, which is secreted by inner layer of our adrenal cortex, that is zona reticularis. So here, if suppose in female body the excess amount of sex corticoid will be secreted, what does it causes? It causes adrenal virilism. Excess secretion of this sex corticoid in female causes adrenal virilism, or it is also called as adrenal hirsutism. Hirsutism, that is excess hair on face. As you know, females are not showing excess hairs on the face like male, but in some female we are seen that some hairs are growing on face. So here, due to excess secretion of this sex corticoid, the female show this condition, that is excess hair on face, and that condition is called as adrenal virilism and hirsutism. So, and in males, when it is secreted in higher amount, it causes extra development of mammary glands, that is enlarged breast we can say, and that condition is called as gynecomastia. As in male, there is no development of mammary gland, but in some males, if you see the development of mammary gland up to some extent, what is the reason behind that? The reason behind that is in that male body, excess amount of these gonadocorticoids will be secreted, and which is responsible for enlarged breast and is called as a gynecomastia condition. So here this glucocorticoid, mineralocorticoid and gonadocorticoids are the three groups of hormone, and here we can see androgens and estradiol are the main hormones which are produced by the adrenal cortex. In male body there is androgen secreted, and in female body estradiols. Both these hormones are playing important role in male and female body for the sexual development that we will study in the topic, that is human reproduction. Till then you have to only remember the names of this hormone. Androgen, it is male sex hormone, and estradiol, it is a female sex hormone which are secreted by this zona reticulus region. So these are the three groups which are secreted by adrenal cortex: mineralocorticoids, glucocorticoids and gonadocorticoids. Mineralocorticoid example here aldosterone, glucocorticoid example cortisol, and here gonadocorticoid example you can see here androgen and estradiol. So these are the three parts of this adrenal cortex. When there is hyposecretion of these hormones from the adrenal glands, what will it affect? Here you can see hyposecretion of the hormones of adrenal cortex, that is mineralocorticoid and glucocorticoid. It is responsible for a disorder which is called as Addison's disease. Addison's disease will be formed in that person who is showing low secretion of these adrenal cortex hormones. What are the symptoms of this disease? You can see here, there the person show low blood sugar level, low sodium and high potassium concentration in blood plasma, increase the loss of sodium and water in the urine because there is no secretion of aldosterone, and therefore the salt reabsorption will not taking place in that particular person. So here it leads to weight loss, weakness, nausea, vomiting and diarrhea. So here, due to low mineralocorticoid, that is low level of aldosterone, there is less salt secretion taking place in the body, and due to low glucocorticoid, that is cortisol, there is no metabolism of carbohydrate, protein and fat, and therefore we have to see here weight loss, weakness, and here low concentration of sodium and high concentration of potassium salt. So these are the different symptoms of this Addison's disease. Now you can see here the diagram. What happens here in the digestive system? You can say diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, abdominal pain, low blood pressure, weakness, weight loss, skin show, hyperpigmentation. These adrenal glands are not producing different hormones like glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid, and so these are the different types of, here you can see, symptoms for the Addison's disease. So it is the hyposecretion disorder. When there is hypersecretion, maximum secretion of this mineralocorticoid and glucocorticoid, what will it affect? So it affects a disorder that is called as a Cushing's disease. Hypersecretion of these adrenal cortex hormones here creates or produces a disorder which is called as a Cushing's disease, which have shown there are different symptoms. It leads to high blood sugar level because there is high secretion of glucocorticoid, that is cortisol, high metabolism of carbohydrate, therefore high sugar level, excretion of glucose in urine, rise in sodium percentage in our blood volume, high blood pressure, and you can see obesity and wasting of limb muscles. Because due to high concentration of mineralocorticoid, high reabsorption of the salt concentration takes place, and due to high concentration of this glucocorticoid, high metabolism rate of the carbohydrate, and therefore there is high sugar level, high blood pressure and high sodium concentration in blood volume will take place. So these are the different disorders. You can see here excess cortisol, then what happens here, red face, round face, the nervous system will get disturbed, hypertension, heart rate increases, cardiac hypertrophy, hypoglycemia, tumor will be formed in this adrenal gland, the weight, obesity, weight gain, obesity you can see here, fat deposition in the abdominal region, osteoporosis can be seen, and muscle wasting, they are not showing proper muscle working. So these are the different types of hormones which are secreted by adrenal cortex. Now the next point here is the adrenal medulla region. adrenal gland shows the innermost part that is called as the adrenal medulla, which develops from the ectoderm, and it is secreting two hormones, adrenaline, which is called as the epinephrine, and noradrenaline, which is called as the norepinephrine. As you know, these hormones are catecholamine in their nature. In the last few lectures, we have seen all the hormones and their chemical nature. In that, you have studied the adrenaline or adrenaline are catecholamine in nature, and therefore they are amines in their chemical nature. And this adrenaline hormone, it is also known as emergency hormone. It is also called as a 3F hormone because it is working during fight condition, during flight, and during fight. So here are three different terms. फाईट करण्यासाठी फ्लाईट म्हणजे एक्साइटेशन ज्यावेळेला आपल्या शरीरामध्ये होतं त्यावेळेला हा हार्मोन सिक्रेट केला जातो. कुणाशी फाईट करायची आहे त्यावेळेला आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये हा सिक्रेट केला जातो. आणि फ्लाईट ज्यावेळेला काही भीती वाटते आपल्याला त्यावेळेला सुद्धा हा हार्मोन सिक्रेट केला जातो. सो इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ इमर्जन्सी हार्मोन. अँड हिअर दिस नॉरएड्रेनालाइन which regulates the blood pressure under normal condition, it is also acting as a vasoconstrictor. This noradrenaline hormone is responsible for lowering the blood pressure and increasing the blood pressure because it is acting as a vasoconstrictor, and these hormones are increasing our body's alertness, papillary dilation, piloerection and sweating. म्हणजे ज्या वेळेला आपल्या शरीरामध्ये काही भीतीदायक किंवा एकदम एक्साइटमेंट असते, असं पटकन काही गोष्टी आपल्याला कानावर आल्या, मग आनंदाची गोष्ट असेल, दुःखाची गोष्ट असेल, काही असेल, तर अचानकपणे आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये खूप सारे चेंजेस आपल्याला बघायला मिळतात आणि अचानक आपल्या अंगावरती शहारे आल्यासारखं होतं, केस उभे राहतात किंवा अचानकपणे आपल्याला अलर्ट व्हावं लागतं. तर अशा कंडिशनमध्ये आपल्याला ॲड्रेनालाइन आणि नॉरएड्रेनालाइन हार्मोन हे दोन्हीही या प्रोसेसमध्ये मदत करत असतात. सो दिस इज द फंक्शन ऑफ दिस हार्मोन. So here we can study the different hormones which are secreted by this adrenal gland, and this adrenal gland consisting of two parts, adrenal cortex, adrenal medulla. Adrenal cortex is secreting three groups of hormones, as adrenal cortex is made up of three regions: outer zona glomerulosa, middle zona fasciculata and inner zona reticularis. जो ग्लोमेरुलस आहे त्याच्यामध्ये कुठलं सिक्रेट केलं जातं? मिनरलोकॉर्टिकॉइड, एक्झाम्पल अल्डोस्टेरॉल. जो मिडल आहे फॅसिक्युलेटा, त्याच्यामधून सिक्रेट केलं जातं ग्लुकोकॉर्टिकॉइड, एक्झाम्पल आहे कॉर्टिसोल. आणि तिसरं जे आपण बघितलं त्याच्यामधून सेक्स कॉर्टिकॉइड्स, त्याला गोनॅडोकॉर्टिकॉइड्स म्हटलं जातं. हे 3 हार्मोन सिक्रेट केले जातात. अँड डिफरंट फंक्शन्स ऑफ दीज हार्मोन्स वी हॅव स्टडीड. अँड द डिसऑर्डर्स, इफ हायपोसिक्रेशन टेक्स प्लेस of these adrenal cortex hormones, the Addison's disease will be formed, and if there is hypersecretion of this adrenal cortex hormone takes place, it causes, as you know, the Cushing's disease. So there are different symptoms of these diseases, and then we have studied the different hormones which are secreted by this adrenal medulla. This is called as a adrenaline or epinephrine, and noradrenaline, which is also called as a norepinephrine. Both these hormones are responsible for different body functions of our different conditions of surrounding conditions of our body. That means if we are seeing a horror film, there will be piloerection of our body. So भीतीदायक पिक्चर आपण बघत बसलेला आहे किंवा एखादी भीतीदायक घटना आपल्याला कळली तर आपल्या अंगावरचे केस असे उभे राहतील. So for that, which hormone is responsible? This adrenaline. पण ते उभे राहिलेले केस तसेच उभे राहतात का? आफ्टर some time the erected hairs are slows down, म्हणजे पुन्हा ते खाली बसतात. That excited body is coming down. So here to lower the to decrease the excitation of our body, we can see the hormone role play that is taking place by this noradrenaline. So here the noradrenaline and adrenaline, both these hormones are responsible for our different body functions, as we see here. Now the next hormone we have to study, the next gland, that is pancreas. As you already studied the pancreas in our 11th chapter, human nutrition. This pancreas is a mixed gland, or it is also called as a dual gland. because it is having both parts, exocrine as well as endocrine. So here you can see it develops from the endoderm. It is dual or composite gland functioning both exocrine and endocrine. The endocrine part of pancreas is composed of islets of Langerhans, which consist of these 4 different cells, as you know: alpha cell, beta cell, gamma cell, alpha, beta, delta and PP or F cells. So here you can see the diagram of these islets of Langerhans. So these are the pancreatic lobules or pancreatic acini. This is the exocrine part of the pancreas, and in between these pancreatic lobules there is a group of cells which is called as the islets of Langerhans, and in these islets of Langerhans there are different types of cells. Here you can see alpha cell, beta cell, delta cell. So here alpha cell is secreting glucagon, beta cell secreting insulin, delta cell secreting somatostatin, and PP cell, it is not given in this diagram, it is secreting pancreatic polypeptide. As you know, different roles of these hormones: glucagon, which increases blood sugar level; beta cell secretes insulin, which decreases blood sugar level; then third, somatostatin, which is secreted by delta cell, which inhibits the secretion of alpha cell and beta cell; and PP or F cell, which secrete a hormone which is known as a pancreatic polypeptide, which stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzyme. So only the names of these hormones of this pancreatic endocrine part, that is islets of Langerhans, we have studied in this lecture. So here we can stopping this lecture. The details of these hormones, means glucagon or insulin and somatostatin, we have to study in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.